Welcome to our very first session. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Kim.
Nice to meet you, Kim. How have you been doing today?
Pretty good. Kind of tired, but
That's good. Okay. So first we begin, I would like to mention about confidentiality. So whatever we say between us will remain between us, except if you do mention about hurting yourself or hurting others. Is that understandable?
yeah,
Right, awesome. And my second question is, do you have any thoughts of suicide?
no, I don't.
All right, thanks for letting me know. All right, so what did you need help with?
Um, I guess I came in today because I was seeing my primary care provider, and as he was asking me some questions at the very end, he noticed a couple things and he referred me to you. Mainly like just a concern with my alcohol drinking. I'm not sure exactly how severe it is, but he said it was something I should talk to a professional about rather than just him.
Okay. Can you tell me more about like your drinking? Just like when you like to drink, how much you do drink?
Uh, right now, it's kind of gotten worse over the last year. I used to just drink when my husband came home. I'd make him a couple drinks and we drink, with dinner, whether martini or whatever I made. And then it got to a point where I started like really looking forward to doing that. And so I would drink a little bit before he got home. And then I just kind of escalated to me drinking more and more alone. I got to the point where I couldn't go to parties unless I drank before. And now it's like rather than just like making mixed drinks like I used to, I just buy my own bottles of vodka and keep them aside. And it's just gotten to the point that I think it's affecting my health because I gained some weight and my marriage is having a couple problems. So I'm realizing now that it's maybe kind of significant.
Okay, so per day, how much do you drink? What do you think? Like how much like
Um,
you-
Probably half of a pint or half of a 2 liter bottle.
half a
But
two
again, my
liter?
tolerance just keeps going up.
Okay, okay. Half 2 liter per day. Okay. And okay. And also mention about like your I want to know about your marriage. So can you tell me more about that? Like what is the problem with that?
Well, it was really good in the beginning. We've been married for 10 years now. In the beginning, it was really good. We met in college and we got married like a year or two out of college, started our family. And I think over time, I've just been like a little less happy because I just think it might not have been what I wanted. And so, but it's been fine. He's been a really good dad to my kids and a really good husband and a great provider. But then lately, because my drinking has gotten so significant, it's like messed up, like kind of like how he sees me, and I'm not doing all the things he wants me to do, and we're not as intimate. So we're just growing apart a lot.
Mm. Oh, you also mentioned kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
It's okay. How can you explain me more about your children? Like how are they doing with all this?
They don't really notice, I don't think, except for I don't. There's been a couple times I let them down where I missed carpool and I didn't make dinner when I was supposed to. And I don't think they mind too much, but maybe they're piecing it together because I'm kind of distant from them too at this point.
Mm, understand. Sorry. Um, 2 kids. Okay, so are these kids what how old are they? What grades do they go? What grades are they in?
They just started school, and my oldest is 8. He started third grade, and then my youngest is 5, and they just started kindergarten.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I'm just like so it's just like saying maybe this like alcohol situation alcohol is probably kind of maybe getting in the way.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's what my doctor said too. They think it might be. He kind of
Okay.
realized that it might not be as happy as I once was.
So so when you take these when you do drink like what I'm always wondering like what kind of like say when do you decide to drink alcohol? Just decide when you just like you're like alone or when you're in the mood or like something happened, you drink alcohol? Like I want to know, when do you drink alcohol?
I got to the point now. I used to drink in college just at parties and stuff, and then I stopped for a long time, and then I wasn't really like I could take it or leave it. It was fine. I didn't really care in college. And then as I started dating my husband, I started drinking more. And now I wake up and then the first thing I think about is when I can drink. So it's, again, because I think I drink so much, the solution to not feeling hungover is to drink again in the morning. So I just I drink immediately. Like I want to do it immediately. And it doesn't really, nothing really makes me want to do it anymore. I just do it. Except for, especially when I go to parties, like just being around people that I don't think I like very much. Like my husband's friends are kind of boring and not so much like me. So I drink a lot of those situations too.
Okay, so in college, you used to, I'd say you'd be like a social drinker, so you used to go to parties and drink in college.
Yeah.
Uh, do you how like so how was like your drinking life in college too? Like
Um, it was fine. I could take it or leave it. It wasn't really important to me. I just did it at parties.
okay, okay. And then it went and then you were saying it kind of went over because when you got married and you felt kind of bored in situations, you would drink it just out of boredom. Say.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Um So tell me about like your I want to know about your college life. How was it like? Like what did you major in? Did you do?
I majored in marketing and it went pretty well. I did it in 4 years. It was really far away from my family, which was kind of a big deal, but I know they really wanted it for me. So marketing, and then I graduated with okay grades, but I never got to do anything with my career because I got married to my husband and decided that I would just, be a homemaker. And he makes a lot of money, so I don't really need to work. I just take care of the house and take care of the kids. But
Okay,
college is
okay. College was nice. Okay,
good.
interesting. Oh, then you were saying how right after college when you married your husband, you said he earns enough for you so you can just become like a housewife.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
are very well off.
hmm so how is that going for you as like being a housewife or homemaker?
Well, I used to think that's what I wanted, and I enjoyed it for a while, but then I think I started feeling really isolated because I'm not used to it really. I grew up in like a very like lower middle class family, and then my husband runs a giant law firm in Manhattan. So I felt like more and more isolated from people that I'm familiar with. And then we only really socialize with his friends and like business people and our neighbors in this neighborhood that I don't feel like I have a good like network of people around me anymore. And that's kind of bothered me.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't have any like current any like social relationships, you don't have any like friends or anyone you can reach out to or to.
Not really. I'm friends with some of his coworkers' wives, but we're so different, and I don't think they see me like as a good friend. We're just kind of acquaintances.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Acquaintances, okay. So when you feel isolated, what do you do when you feel isolated?
Um, I just drink really, spend
Okay,
time alone in bed, and I drink.
okay. Hmm. And so you were saying you were from like a low middle class family. Again, so do you have how was like how was your relationship with your parents?
They're good. They're both teachers, and they're very loving. I had a really good time growing up. They're very sweet, and it
Okay.
was kind of a big deal for them when I went to college. Like me and my
Mm.
siblings all went to college, but I ended up going to one really far away in a really nice school. So they were really excited for me that I did that. And otherwise, they're pretty good. We're still in touch, but they live so far away that they don't really see me or my kids.
I don't see you much. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, living far away could be kind of difficult, especially when you feel like isolated. How do you have any siblings?
I do. I have two sisters that are younger than me.
How are you and your siblings' relationships like?
We're good. We're really close. I just wish I lived closer because they have kids too, but our families feel very different. I don't know if they're comfortable because my family's really well off. We're very, and very, we're in a good place. And the rest of my family is still in a different lower economic status. So it feels kind of uneasy now when we hang out, but we do get along.
Okay. Hmm. So this alcohol, has it ever come, do you have any like past, say like your family has ever drinking alcohol? Have any like, history with that?
Not really, which is why I don't know if I really have a problem. Because again, in college, I could take it or leave it. And then I don't think anyone in my family has this kind of issue, but maybe I just don't know. Sometimes distant relatives are kind of private. So
Okay,
yeah, my parents don't drink or anything.
okay.
Mm.
Mm, all right. So so about okay, I just want to know about your so you were saying so there's none of your family members ever drink alcohol. They probably maybe you don't know about your relatives. You just okay. Okay. So did you have any other like what are I was wondering what are like do you have any medical history? So I was wanting to know any like hospitalization, problems, allergies, to taking medications.
No, the only thing is when I had my two kids, I was in the hospital for that, and those were fine. And then the only other issues I've really had are lately when I gained a significant amount of weight, very tired, like constantly having stomach issues, which is why I was seeing my doctor and he's pieced together that it was maybe an alcohol issue, which I never considered, but I could see maybe, which is why, I'm here at this point. But otherwise, that's it. Just like recent symptoms and then having my kids was the whole thing.
Okay. So have you been for your stomach issues, have you been getting like any treatment for that?
Not really. I'll take like Pepto-Bismol and stuff and like Tylenol if it's hurting. But like again, my doctor, after, a series of talking and tests and stuff, he said I need to talk to like a psych professional rather than see him.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, the alcohol use, yeah, we can definitely work something out in the future, get help with that. Maybe we can work around it, lower it. Okay, so, hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to stop, but I'm here, so.
Yeah, you don't, yeah, I mean, it is, we can see. Do you have any like legal history involved?
No, my life was really straightforward. It was just grow up in a small town, go to college across the country, meet my husband, get married, led up to this point. It's been very uneventful.
So you were saying, I meant to remembered about how you're being, like you're feeling isolated from not. So with the isolation, you've been drinking alcohol, and you said you also quit. We didn't quit after graduating. You just became like a housewife. So have you maybe like maybe have you have any like feeling any like for you not working? Does that ever affected you?
Yeah, I think it's, made me feel kind of lonely. And, I got this degree that I worked really hard for. And I thought I wanted to do this house, making situation. But after all these years, I'm starting to feel kind of cooped up and isolated, and I don't know if this is really what I wanted now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't see a way where this is not the life that I have. I never got to pursue a career or anything.
So you feel like maybe have any like weird kind of regrets for not pursuing a career?
Yeah, I'd say so. I still have the degree, but I don't really see a way that that would change. But yeah, I wish I did pursue a career in marketing.
I mean, if you wish you could, then maybe you could.
Yeah, I do have that degree. It's just I don't know because I'm home all the time and I don't know how I would get out, and then I just end up drinking instead, and I'd rather just stay home and drink at this point than try to change anything because it's easier and I like how it feels.
I see, I see. Okay. So I had just some other questions I want to ask while you were in your childhood phase. Questions was asked, did you feel that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, or had no one to protect or take care of you?
Um, there were a couple times that we just maybe were kind of not all the way set on food. Like my parents were both teachers, but there was three of us. So we had lived in a small town. They're trying to pay rents and everything. And as I'm older now, I understand, but at the time I didn't really get it. But there were like a lot of times when we didn't have enough food or we had just barely enough. But otherwise, like, I felt loved and taken care of and stuff. Like, and we got free food to the school too because they were teachers. So that was very helpful.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least you found out like a way where you can, as a childhood, like you were still able to get food and whatnot. Next question. Well, actually, did you live with anyone who was depressed, mentally ill, or attempted suicide?
Uh, I think my dad might have been depressed, but it might have just been part of the financial stress and everything. He did love us, but yeah, I think he was down a lot of the time.
And did you live with anyone who had a problem with drinking or using drugs, clean prescription drugs?
No, my whole family was pretty sober, which is why this whole thing's kind of weird to me because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Mm. Did your parents or adults in your home ever hit or punch or physically abuse you in a certain way?
No,
Okay. So for so I was wondering, have you had any? So what did you want to get out of this therapy session? Like, what is your? I know you've been saying like you're not sure if you want to come here, but I know you want to come here because like your doctor did mention that you need to come here.
yeah, I guess I want to go back to how I looked before too because I gained a lot of weight, and then I want to help my marriage. 'Cause I do love my husband. Like, I'm not sure if I like where my life is right now, but I do want to. I know I wanted to be with him and our kids.
Yeah, yeah, you wanna, yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, but I don't really want to stop drinking because I enjoy it. But maybe those other things are fixed, and maybe I'll be okay not drinking like I was before.
In the future, we could figure out about like the drinking, and definitely we can work about like, how we can try to maintain these relationships. As I can understand those relationships are very important to you as well. You
Yeah,
are aware of that. So, um, all right. Okay, then I think that will be all for our session. Um, thank you for joining, and I hope to see you again in the future.
okay.
We can talk more about this.
Yeah, thank you for talking to me.
No problem. Bye.
Okay, bye.